All right, man. What's the deal? 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 What's the deal, man? Rich Rapper tapping NTN and Trap News Network. We back in the same, like cracking the same, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's like good news, good knowledgeito. You can't get nobody's collegito, big dog. Tap in with the tap in. Make sure y'all tap in with that good tap in. You feel me? You feel me, man? We finna slide all this content back to the original page. We finna start using the new page for something different. We're gonna slide all this content back to the original page. Make sure y'all go back and forth, man. I'll be having y'all going back and forth, but don't worry about it. It's of course my horse. I'm gonna have y'all going back and forth to my horse. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to keep giving you all this good content, this good news you can use, this good knowledgeito. You can't get nobody's collegito, big dog. Tap in with the tap in. Shout out to the gang members. Shout out to the gang members who get mad and report YouTube pages. You guys are tough, but in the same token, make sure you tap in because January the 26th, we will be giving away some good Chiliana, man. January the 26th, January the 26th, January the 26th, we will be giving away some good Chiliana live music review. 20,000 subscribers on the new page, 20,000 subscribers on the old page, 10,000 subscribers on the new page. We're giving away some Chiliana, so make sure y'all get into that. If you ain't got into that, you feel me? You feel me, man? We got Break Baby's auntie talking about how she's suing Crip-A, Killer Mike and Big U over the term Crip-A. We finna see what they got going on. For those of y'all who don't know, Crip-A was a thing created by Killer Mike and Big U. They had Crip-A and they had Blood Pop. It was like a whole little thing they had going on. But yeah, she said she want her increments off of that. We finna get to this content. Let's go.
And a couple of Killer Mikes.
Okay, I seen that you had some issues with Killer Mike and Big U about the Crip-A. Can you kind of break that down and everything that happened with that?
Yeah, well, right now we're in litigation. We have a $50 million lawsuit against Killer Mike, Big U, and a couple of Killer Mike's managers, and also Exotic Pop for trademark infringement for the use of the Crip brand without permission. Killer Mike is an Atlanta. I don't really know of his music or anything like that. I just knew slightly of his activism. And I spoke with him a couple times in the past. And then learned of, him using the brand. He wanted to, he took it to a major network and, claimed it to be his brand, that he was the owner of it. And
I don't think Killer Mike ever
and he wasn't. And
I don't think Killer Mike ever claimed to be the owner of the Crips. I don't think that ever happened. I don't think he ever claimed to be the owner of the Crips. I just think that he was representing, because Killer Mike does have Crip affiliations. I think that he was just trying to show the people in his community how to do something better. I don't think that Killer Mike at all was trying to say that he owned the Crip LLC. I don't think that that's true at all.
I spoke to him on the phone early on when I learned of this situation with the network. And I spoke and I said, hey, actually, he knows my oldest son's father. They all had Bad Boy connection together with his manager. His manager did a lot of things with Bad Boy as well. And so I spoke to them on the phone and I said, hey, I see what you're doing with the.
Now, I do know that to be true because Killer Mike's manager is one of my mentors and me and him have a very close relationship. So I do know that to be another true statement. But I don't think Killer Mike was doing it for any type of malicious intent.
I get it, but if you like to pursue anything on a serious note with our culture, then you would have to sit down at a round table with a collective of people. I said, this isn't something that you go to Big U or, you want to go see Mr. XYZ about it. You would have to get with us if you planned on doing anything further with it. And I never heard back from the guy. I never heard from the guy again. The next thing I knew, there was a photo op with him and Jay-Z paired up, and they're standing doing a photo op, Crip-A and Jay-Z's the new partner and the new face, and he did a song with Pharrell about Crip-A, an entrepreneur. And I'm like, yo, what's going on here? So from my understanding, they did sit down with Big U and they spoke to him and asked permission to use the Crip brand. Now, these guys are out of Atlanta. Big U is not the leader of the Crips. He has no shot to call over our culture, what we can and what we cannot do. He ain't made a check and sent nobody nothing.
Safe to say that she doesn't like Big U, as she enjoys a nice, cold, refreshing Crip-A. She doesn't seem like she cares too much for Big U.
So, with that being said, you know, they didn't sit down and talk to the right people. You know, it's not just no one person. And I think that's kind of sort of what the media thought, you know, and these guys is some country bumpkins out of Atlanta and, you know, wanted to, I just didn't even understand the infatuation with a culture like this, with people that's not being from here. And then especially Killer Mike, who poses to be an activist on one note in front of the people, and on the backhand, you got gang dealings from Atlanta to LA. He's come here and had meet to have gang meetings with gang members.
Yeah, she does not seem like she's a huge fan of Killer Mike at all. She doesn't seem like she's impressed at all.
And I've gotten calls on phones and they just leave me on the speaker and let me listen into, he didn't know, and let me listen into the meetings that kill gang members.
According to her, can't none of us use the term Crip. So we all owe this lady some chili. If it all come down to it, it seemed like we all owe her a little bit of 1-2 step like Sierra.
And I've gotten calls on phones and they just leave me on the speaker and let me listen into, he didn't know, and let me listen into the meetings that Killer Mike was attending here in LA, you know, on some gang shit. So it's like, what, you know, what side are you serving? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, time went by and I sent cease and desist. Hey, y'all gotta stop using that. You cannot do it. You know what I mean? And so I think they kind of thought it was for play. And so they got into it and did their thing. And he tried to broker a deal with Jay-Z to become his partner. And Jay-Z found out that Killer Mike was not the actual owner. When they finally decided, hey, Jay-Z is on board, Killer Mike asked Big U, can you get in touch with that chick and have her, you know? And he's like, no. He had an interview on with Adam on No Jumper. And he said, no, I'm not calling her for what? Of course not. What do you call me for? You didn't call me any other time. So yeah, so time went by and now all of them are in court, and it's a win-win for us. And this is definitely a start in the right direction to let people know, especially if you start with Big U, who is supposed to, you know, is a self-proclaimed leader of the Crips. As I said, he's not, because we don't have a leader, and he don't call the shots for us, you know. And
I don't think Killer Mike was on intentional flammery. I think that maybe Killer Mike was following protocols and politics of a situation that might be bigger than him, because nobody's bigger than the politics, nobody's bigger than the program. So it is a little hard for somebody like Killer Mike to kind of navigate these murky waters and all that kind of stuff. If one person saying this legally, but somebody else is saying this in the streets and all that kind of stuff, you have to, at that point, if you're not native to this culture and you've been adopted into, at that point, you kind of have to just kind of get in where you fit in and do exactly what makes the most sense for you. That's what I would suggest.
And so
I don't think that anything was done with, I don't really see malice intent here. Like, I don't see malice intention. I just see maybe things, again, just communication.
So this is a way to let them know that we're not playing. You know, that pen outweighs that sword by 1,000 times. And when you said, am I concerned about people seeing or being the face? Or no, I'm not worried about any of that, because if I were not to be here or around, it's all paperwork. It goes, we have heirs, we have a board. So it's passed down. It's deadlocked. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying at this point. So yeah, no. No, I'm not worried at all. But it'll send the right message to those who think that you can just come and take over our culture without paying a price. It's not gonna happen.
Now, how far on the lawsuit are you with it? Because
He's super serious about this.
I actually did see a commercial. Was that the commercial that they made?
What was the commercial of what? Was it a Crip-A?
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael Blackson was in it. No, it could have been, I don't know. It could have
Let me
been something
see.
that Killer Mike was doing. I have no idea. They invested a lot of money, a lot of resources. They had a lot
Yeah, they had like a whole YouTube special about it. Like it was a whole big thing.
on it with them. T.I. I saw some photo ops with Snoop. Yeah, that's not even the same product.
Right.
As ours.
Looks a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a different looking Crip-A logo.
And you know, it was so strange that he'd even received a letter from the trademark office. And because he tried to trademark it. And the trademark office said, hey, somebody owns this. And we're going to suspend your application. And you know, it's probably going to be suspended indefinitely, because if you attempt to do that, the likelihood of causing confusion is there. And that's not what trademarking is all about. And after they received a letter from the trademark office and told them to stop, they went full speed ahead. That's a no-no.
So they kept going even after they were served
after the
with
letter from the
papers and everything?
trademark office and after the cease and desist, they kept going. And that's a no-no. I mean, you see people get arrested all the time. If you're in a place that sells like knockoff handbags, they take everybody to jail when the feds come.
So I think that Killer Mike actually had the Crip-A thing first, but she owned the Crip name. So she just basically was like, oh, well, y'all did the footwork for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make the profiteer off it and all that. To my understanding, again, I could be wrong. This is kind of confusing, but again, it just seems like a conversation that could have been 100% absolved had a motherfuckers just had decent communication. Like, I don't think that it had to go this far at all, actually.
Jump out on those plastic jackets for trademarks. You selling fake Gucci's or whatever the case may be. It's the same concept. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It's completely so. Yeah, so we got them in court, and the point that we are now, they've all been served except for one of the defendants, and we're moving forward. Mm-hmm.
What all are you looking to get out of it?
Well, the lawsuit is asking for $50 million and some other.
I don't even think Crip-A generated $50 million. That's an exorbitant amount of money, like exorbitant amount of money. You feel me?
Damages and whatever the
man, that nigga Bear Claw just turned 50. He ain't thinking about this shit.
Court also sees fit. See, what happens when you do something like that to the degree that they went to, when the trademark office told you to back off and you didn't, punitive damages can be up into the hundreds of millions just to teach them a lesson because you went behind the trademark office telling.
I don't know, with this one she seems just like a little more upset than actually wanting business done, because I can't understand why this is worth $50 million.
You need to stop.
Like, I can see why she wants, you know, blah blah blah, I own this and all that makes sense. $50 million, that's a bit exorbitant,
you know, that kind of thing. But that's what they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be what's going to get them in trouble, is that they were told to stop and they didn't.
Oh yeah, they were. That's in the lawsuit. It's there. It's the very last page.
Here's the thing: Crip-A was actually available to be purchased in the city of Atlanta when this came out. It was actually available in restaurants. It was available in liquor stores. It was available in gas stations. Well, not liquor stores because they don't have liquor stores out here. But a liquor store out here is actually a liquor store. If you're not 21 over, you can't even go in. But the best tips are definitely the shebangs. It was available I've seen it in restaurants. I've seen it in like gas stations, corner stores, neighborhood stores, and all that kind of stuff. It was around, and it was around for profiteer. And it was, I'm just saying, it was around for profiteer. So I could understand what she's saying for sure. For sure. It was around for profiteer. I'm not saying that it was legally being sold, but that shit was everywhere and you could buy it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was commercially available legally on paper, but that shit was everywhere like Pepsi in the city of Atlanta for a minute. You feel me? And it was at Exotic Pops for sure. For sure on Exotic Pops. It was around. I ain't saying that it was perfect. I ain't saying that it was legal. I ain't saying none of that. But what I am saying is, you feel me?
Page actually. Yeah, the very last page is from the trademark office. I just thought I'd throw it in. I have text message threads from them saying, yeah, this is the one.
It's the slipperyest of slopes. What up, Bodega?
And I told you the friend that I know who's the woman who owns the Crip and the Blood, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, so yeah, you can't just do that, you know. If whatever your set is, trademark your set. You know, do something like that, you know. But or get.
Here's the thing too, you know, you own the LLC Crips to do what with it? Like, okay, so you own the LLC Crips, and then what exactly do you do with this LLC now that you have it? Like, do you open up a business? Do you get loans? Do you just not want other people to use it? Like, what is the point of owning the LLC? What, maybe I'm missing something, and somebody could please give me some education on this. What do you do with it once you have it? Like, you have it, okay, and then what?
The collective, you know, that's just what it is. Because Big U don't run nothing.
Yeah, I just think that she really just doesn't really care for Big U and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know the deal, man. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. It's Free Avenue Angel until he's free. We go. We'll get into this.